everyone, this is NORCAM Phil, and we're back with another informational program with ABCD. Last time you might remember we talked about heating and various other programs that can help you and your family with. And it was pretty great. We got a lot of good information out of it and got a lot done. And I think we're in for a treat here because with me I have...
Angie Camacho, hi.
Hey Angie, how you doing?
Good.
Angie, what are we here for? What are you here to talk about?
I'm here to talk about the fact that it's free tax season, and what's so great about it is that the first word I mentioned was free.
Yes, that's pretty amazing.
And so I serve as the program manager of the Financial Futures Initiative at ABCD. We focus on the financial wellness of our clients, and so tax preparation is a big part of that because when we do someone's taxes, we give them the best opportunity to meet their financial dreams with their tax refund.
Oh. So when does tax season start, and how do you get started? If someone were to come to you, be like, okay, I'm looking to get my taxes started. How does the process begin?
It starts with a phone call. We are right in the middle of our tax season right now. We started the Tuesday after Martin Luther King's birthday, and we go on until April 19th. So it's a great time to come on in. You just give us a call at any of our ABCD sites, and we will make an appointment for you. We are fast, we're free, we're easy. We get people in and out from most returns in about an hour.
Wow, really? Mm-hmm. Oh, that's pretty great. Correct. And you handle a lot of clients.
We do. ABCD serves about 5,000 residents a year through each tax season from year to year, and we return $8.1 million back to the local community and federal tax refunds alone. And then that's not even including the state tax refunds, and we save our taxpayers a lot of money. Last year we saved $1.2 million in what would have been paid to paid preparers. So we're really out there for the community and doing great work.
Yeah, because sometimes people, and you guys are a nonprofit as well, correct?
Correct.
And it's very important to mention that because you guys do a lot of work for the people of the greater Boston area and the Boston area. Yes. And we were talking off air just about how you get people coming in and they just... It's just very bizarre in such a beautiful way that you're able to handle all this, because that's a lot of people.
It is. It's a lot of people, and we make sure that we answer the question, is a free service a quality service? And the answer is yes. We are certified by the Internal Revenue Service every single year, just like paid preparers. And we have, at ABCD sites, we have the most number of advanced certified preparers. We handle anything from complex tax issues to your basic, one W-2 and someone who just needs to get in and out. We have a wide spectrum of expertise amongst all of our sites, and we're very excited to expand through our Mystic Valley Neighborhood Opportunity Center to this area as well now. So it's a new expansion for us, and we're quite proud to be in the area and serving the community.
Oh, good. Yeah, because normally what are the areas you would serve?
Prior to this year, we served just the Boston neighborhoods, so those 16 neighborhoods in Boston, and now we've expanded to the Malden, Medford, Everett, and some surrounding areas.
Yeah, and it's great because we actually... on NORCAM, North Reading Public Access, if someone has Verizon as a cable subscription, they're able to see numerous public access stations, likewise for other towns. So someone in Everett or Malden can see this show on our channel or online, and they could be like, oh, let's give them a call.
Right.
And for people around here in the North Reading area, too, you don't necessarily provide for North Reading, but you're able to... point people in the right direction, right?
Well, we're not in the area, but we can see you.
Oh, yeah, fair enough. Yeah.
Unfortunately, we haven't expanded that far. We can see you. So you'd have to get to us, but we'd be happy to see you.
But that's not bad at all. I mean, especially if you don't have a lot of time to do taxes. You're like, hey, because what are your hours, basically?
Our hours vary depending on the site, but a number of our sites at least have one evening, and most have weekend hours as well.
Oh, wow. So, like, on a Saturday or even like a Friday or Thursday night, someone's like, I want to get to one of your offices, and it's just like, I just want to get this done. What is the normal... Someone comes in, or like you said, they could call. Do they set up an appointment first?
Yes, we're an appointment. We're an appointment-only site, so
Okay.
the best way to see us is to actually call one of our ABCD offices where you'd like to receive service. We'll make an appointment for you. However, if you do happen to walk in and we have an appointment open for that day, of course, we would be happy to see you that day.
Oh, lovely. So you do have walk-ins, but you stress that an appointment is kind of preferential.
Right, right. Because if there are no appointments available, we wouldn't want to make the effort and not be seen that day. We strive on making sure that our service is quality, not just in our accuracy, but just in general customer service. We treat everyone the same way we'd like to be treated, with respect and courtesy, and just the utmost attention to detail. Our sites have a 96% accuracy rate as of last year, and we just strive to maintain that rate and also make sure it's a good experience for taxpayers and our volunteers who are providing the service.
That's amazing, 96%, and that I imagine against the national average, that's pretty good.
We either meet or beat the national average every year.
Oh wow, that's amazing. Well, I'm glad I mentioned it. No, I mean that is fantastic, and it gives a good variety and option for people who can't afford to go to an HR block or don't have the time, or even myself. My wife and myself are going through our taxes right now, and we're like, we kind of don't know what this is. We do and we don't, and it does take a lot of reading. But if you also don't have that time and you have a lot of things going on, it's just great to come make an appointment and just go for it, because it can be pretty expensive.
It can be. It can be. A lot of basic returns can cost anywhere from $150 to easily $400 to $500, and so we save you that money in just an hour of your time. So even if you do happen to have it in your budget to pay for a tax preparer, if you qualify, why not do it for free? And an hour of your time could save you some money that you could put towards one of your other personal goals.
Now, you talk about qualification. That's an important thing to stress here, because what are the qualifications for such a service?
Basically, we have income limits and residency limits that do apply. We encourage any taxpayer who's interested to give us a call, and we can go through those. But basically, as long as your return is what we consider in scope for VITA, the Volunteer Income Tax Assistance Program, which is the official name of the IRS partnership that we're under. VITA, Volunteer Income Tax Assistance.
Oh, VITA. I was thinking my V's and F's are never no good, no bueno.
Oh, no, that's okay. That's okay. It may be the way I'm saying it too.
Oh no, I'm clear. My hearing is, since I was a youngin', has been horrible. Everything, I think I'm breaking down now. I've been picturing 20 years. I don't know how it's going to be. I don't want to, but no. So that's right. So through that, so what we talked about or mentioning numbers per se, but you can mention like the scope of qualifications if you want to mention.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Thank you. So generally, we are looking for individuals who make under $54,000 a year. So we serve individuals in the Boston area primarily, but also now due to the expansion, our core area is Malden, Medford, Everett, but also surrounding areas like here. If you can make it to us, unfortunately we don't have an office in your area, but if you can make it to us, we're happy to see you. We make sure that the return is in scope for our program, which means that even though there's a number of different cases we can handle, there are some things we do not handle. We don't handle home depreciation, that kind of thing. Okay. But most returns, even if it's more complex, Schedule K1, Schedule E's, we can handle very easily. And then in addition to that, we do direct deposit for free. We can deposit your refund up to 2 bank accounts for free. And we file electronically for free.
Wow. There's a lot of great, the one great word that keeps coming up in the description.
Well, it's because most people really don't believe that there's no catch to this. We will do your federal and state tax returns.
Are you a swindler is what we're at. No, sorry.
So what's the catch here? There is no catch. You live in the area, you've worked hard all year, you're within the low to moderate income range, and then you've been paying taxes all year. Why not get that tax return done for free through an IRS partnership? It would make sense to most people, but the fact that we're out there and we're training volunteers to be advanced certified, to be ready to handle such a wide spectrum of returns, you would think that there has to be some catch or it's not as good, but it really is. And we've been doing this for over 25 years as an agency, but over 10 years as a VITA partner. So
That's amazing.
thank you.
No, I mean, it's an incredible feat. Especially, and I guess one quick question, and I'll go in to being more complimentary, but 54,000, is that joint for qualifications, or is that
Individual.
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 Do you have? Is there a joint?
Not on the qualification, but we generally look at about 54,000 per person.
Okay, no, that's incredibly fair, especially because Massachusetts, I think, is one of the highest. I think I forget what the term is or the numbers are. To live in Mass, it's pretty high. It's one of the highest in the country, correct?
Yes, we not only do we have a higher income range, we are also, as you know, one of the most expensive places to live.
Yeah.
So, by and large, you have to make more money in order to be able to live here. We basically look at every case on a case-by-case basis, and depending on the determination of need, we'll serve as many people as we can according to the limits for both of our programs that manage the tax service.
That makes sense. Who needs it more at the time, and who's preferential treatment? And I mean, preferential in the sense that they need it.
Right.
As opposed to someone that's like, well, I'm making 52,000. I think it's like, well, as opposed to someone making 28,000 who needs their taxes done, and it would benefit them probably more.
Well, we see both. We see
okay.
both,
All right, cool.
because 52 is under 54. So,
All right, so
but when you get to the higher ranges, we really need to find out exactly, what is the real income, what happened, is there a current income circumstance that, gives you a different determination at the time, that kind of thing. So, I mean, by and large, we help as many people as we can according to the guidelines set that allow us to do so.
That's great. And kudos to training all these volunteers, too, to get it done. Because I'm sure it's also an amazing feat for them to get indoctrinated like that. Because when how do you get these volunteers, and how can someone volunteer?
A lot of recruiting. We do a lot of recruiting.
Yeah.
I have a team of about 8 trainers, and they did a wonderful job assisting me in training over 150 volunteers so far.
For this year alone?
For this year alone. We train about 140 each year, but this year we have about 150 trained. And we could always use more hands. And so at this point, the training's online through the IRS Link and Learn program, and it's pretty. It's hard for me to say it's easy to do because I've been doing this for so long,
I know.
but it's pretty straightforward, I should say. And then individuals who may be in the accounting or tax profession who would like to get continuing education credits can use this service towards those goals as well. So if someone's actually in the field, there is a benefit. Not having to pay for courses for which they'll get their CEUs is, I think, a reasonable option.
No, that brings up a very good point. It's like, we've been at Public Access and just a general mindset, big advocates of libraries and just going and certifying yourself as best you can, and just expanding your education. This seems like an amazing way to do it, and also it's almost like if a young intern or someone out of college or going into college, what is your cutoff for volunteer age-wise?
We have a lot of college students, actually. We generally ask for an individual to be at least 18.
Oh, okay.
Because you have to be able to sign volunteer agreements, and so that would be...
That makes a lot of sense.
Right, that would be preferable. But we see anyone from college students to retired professionals and anyone in between. We have professionals who are interested in the finance field, who are actually engaged in the finance field, to someone who does nothing related to math or finance at all, but just happens to enjoy the experience of helping people.
I love numbers.
And has learned the way.
No, I mean, that's amazing, and it's a great testament to kind of finding your way into something, either a career, if like a college student, that's what they want to do, or they just like helping out. It's a great thing to know and to have, a great life skill.
It is.
And I'm sure a lot of people learn quite a bit while they're there.
Yes, not only do they learn quite a bit while they're there about how to do their own taxes if they're just getting into, the earning
In the real world.
Right,
So,
right,
I can
exactly.
say it. Well, yeah, I shouldn't.
I was struggling for the words there.
You're being very, very kindly diplomatic. Yes.
If you're just starting out in your career and just start as a new earner,
Mm.
or if you're well seasoned, the experience really brings a lot to just your overall life. We have so many stories from families who buy their first car to get a better job, to get to a better job, to families who are using their refund to be able to have insurance for the first time for their family
Oh, man.
and be able to protect some of the assets that they've been building, to even our seniors who are trying to age in place, and because we're free and we're available to help get credits like our senior circuit breaker tax credit, where you don't have to have tax owed, but you have to file a tax return in order to get it and meet different requirements. It's
Yeah.
great. We help those families do things like pay for things that their standard income would not pay for. My favorite story is one of a senior who was trying to do just that, and her family explained to her that if she did not maintain the ability to handle the things that happen in her home, they would have to,
Oh, no.
have her move to alternative living. And so, how do you, as a resident who has worked and built your home, now have to face that challenge and feel good about it? You don't. And so, her washing machine broke, and she couldn't wash her clothes, and therefore that risk was looming even closer. And by just coming to our site and learning about the senior circuit breaker, we were able to give her the credit not only for that year, but the 3 years prior, because it's a residual credit. And she was able to receive a few $1,000s to not only buy that washing machine and not only be able to wash her clothes, but that meant staying home, because I gave her some income, to save. And now she had a better footing to be able to have her personal goal of staying home a little while longer realized. And so there are a ton of stories like that are in place simply because we have caring volunteers willing to help.
Well, it's a beautiful thing, and in a ever-growing or constant awareness of the human condition and just humanity in general, these are nice, glowing stories and just tales of how you can simply help out your fellow man and woman by just giving out some hours. You don't have to be a super genius. You don't have to be incredibly. I guess I shouldn't say incredibly with it. I should say you just have to be dedicated and know how to work. And I think that's a beautiful thing that someone can that's a great story. And like you say, there are much more like it. Why not continue, or even do you have a site of because you guys are a nonprofit?
Right.
Do you also have a site where people can, if they wanted to, donate to the cause or whatever? Is that?
Oh,
on that
absolutely.
outside,
On
or-
our website, we definitely do have a donation button on
okay,
our
lovely,
website.
yeah.
And so any contributions to the Financial Futures Initiative or the VITA tax program is much appreciated. A lot of people think that it is fully funded
Oh,
because
sure,
we are an
yeah.
IRS partner, but unfortunately, just like any other government program, the funds that make this much needed service are quite lean indeed. And so there's always more room for us to ask for the general goodwill of our viewers, our neighbors, our friends to support the cause.
Oh, that's beautiful. And not to play too much of in kind of an exception role, but that also is that donation is also a tax write-off, correct?
Correct. If you're
right.
itemizing,
Yeah, yeah.
it is tax deductible. And we send you a nice thank you letter as well.
Oh, that's fantastic. So, is there anything else with the program that helps out? Like that's with the circuit breaker.
The senior circuit breaker
Yeah.
is the main credit that we look for seniors,
Okay.
but mostly we look for the big credits like the earned income tax credit and the child tax credit, which combined spurs more families out of poverty than any other tax credits or federal programs. This is really the main credit that a lot of people come to us for because they don't understand it. I worked, I earned a certain amount of money. I get money back just for working.
Yeah.
And yes, you do,
Yeah.
to encourage you to keep working and to keep earning and for those earnings to grow until you get to a point where you don't happen to need the EIC. But while you do, it's available to you and you can get it just by filing a tax return and meeting certain requirements, either as an individual or having qualifying children that help you to have a larger credit, and that credit this year is worth up to about $6,300. I'm rounding off, of
Yeah.
course,
Yeah.
for individuals who have up to 3 children. And then the great part about that is that the credit is matched by the state. We're one of the few states who do match that credit. So if you get a federal credit for EIC, the state this year matches up to 15%, and next year the credit's going to be even higher. So it's definitely worthwhile to come to an ABCD site and find out not only how to get it for free, but also how to not file for it improperly, because if you make a mistake on that credit for anything besides a math error, you are kept from getting it for 2 years.
Oh, so it's very important to go to your program and just to. I'm sure you guys ask as many questions as you can, but it's very important for the person to just tell and just let it all out, and you guys get it correctly. So, like you said, if you do it yourself or you go to an agency that can't do it correctly, you're 2 years, huh?
Right, 2 years. And it's interesting because a lot of people feel like even if they paid someone, that the preparer that they paid is responsible for the return. But once you sign, you're responsible for everything that your tax return says. So if you don't understand it and you signed it, and unfortunately unscrupulous preparers are pretty much right at the top of this year's Dirty Dozen list with the Internal Revenue Service. So if you happen to go to someone, even if you paid them, if they did not prepare a proper return for you, once you sign, your name is on the line. And so one of the other benefits of an ABCD site is that we pride ourselves on doing the utmost in due diligence to not only protect the taxpayer's identity, but also to make sure that we apply for credits that they are due. And to the best of our ability, we really try our hardest to not let one penny stay on the table.
Well, no, that's amazing, and that's from what I read and heard, and what you guys from ABCD have kind of let out there. It seems that you guys are great champions for people to get what they need to get. And
Thank you.
Yeah, no, hey, you guys do the work. It's great having you here and talking to you about it. Makes me feel better just by association, just for the glow of it. I can sleep at night. No, but is there any other programs within the tax prep program that you'd recommend people go for, or anything else you guys bring during tax season that you'd recommend for people to get ready for tax preparation?
As long as you start by having your ID, your Social Security card, your income forms, and proof of health insurance, we start right there. We also finish up by making sure you get it the safest way possible by direct depositing your refund.
Yeah.
So we definitely encourage savings.
Yeah.
We encourage the purchase of savings bonds if someone wants to start their investment portfolio.
Oh, that's a good idea. So you guys set that up as like you can direct deposit right into a savings bond.
Right into a savings bond. It's very easy to do. If you want to start saving as safely as you can with any investment, you could start with purchasing a savings bond for either yourself or for a child, or gift it to another relative for whom you have a savings goal. And then, again, as I mentioned, you can direct deposit up to 2 accounts. So even if you wanted to spend a little and save a little, you can put the spend a little in one account and the save a little in another account. And then we, at a couple of our sites, we also encourage financial support services like knowing your credit, etc. And then at a number of our sites, we'll be doing financial wellness classes. So if you want to learn a little bit more about not only what you can do with your refund, but your general disposable income at large, we're happy to be able to help.
That's awesome, and that info could definitely help out a family wanting to get or save for their children's college tuition or anything like that. And I'm sure, do you deal with a lot of college students too that might come in and be like, or parents who are like, oh, we need money back for paying tuition or anything like that? Because I'm sure there are a bunch of
Oh, there are,
Yeah.
and the education credits are very interesting to navigate.
Stand up. I love your,
They're,
your diplomacy
they're very
as well,
interesting to
Father.
navigate because a number of students don't understand that their parents really can get a considerable amount in education credits. And there are a number of ways that you can apply out-of-pocket expenses according to the tax law, either as a deduction or the American Opportunity Credit. And so making sure that their parents get the information needed to get the full benefit of the credit is essential. And then even if they're not going for a degree, but maybe a training program, they're going to school to be a barber or a special tradesperson of any sort. There's also the lifetime learning credit for individuals who may not be going for a degree, but for a specialty trade that also helps to move our community along.
That's great. So if someone's going for a certification of anything, yeah, they can definitely get credit for that. That's amazing. That's good. That's good to know.
But what they shouldn't do is leave that money on the table. So if you come to one of our sites, we go through all of the information. We make sure that all of the out-of-pocket expenses are drawn out so that you can get the maximum credit.
Oh, that's great. Now, there's a website. There's the ABC website. ABCD. I apologize.
That's all right.
What is it? Just abcd.org, or is there?
BostonABCD.org is our website.
Yep.
Our tax services are under the Financial Futures Initiative.
Okay.
Or if you happen to want to see any of our service locations, all of them are on the website as well.
Oh, good. So is there anything else you'd like to add? I don't know how long we've been going, but I think, and it's not, I don't mean that detrimentally. I mean, just I've been fascinated by this. It's a great rabbit hole to go down, and I'm just glad you guys exist and are helping out the greater public, and it's a great feature for anyone to go down. And I implore anyone who wants to learn about the tax code or just doing the myriad of laws and craziness that are involved with taxes, become a volunteer. And you have to be 18, and you'll be trained in this, and you'll get certified, correct?
You do get certified, right? We have a great little volunteer party every season.
Oh,
You'll get
wow.
a certificate from the Internal Revenue Service. A number of individuals, if they're going to graduate school, use the experience on their portfolio, or just the personal gains of meeting new friends. I've been doing this for, oh my goodness, this is my 10th season, and there are a number of people that we connect with each year and find out what sites are you working at, and we've built a rapport over the years, and so and those relationships really do build your personal life. So there's personal things that can happen, but also professionally, not just for the students, but some individuals put it on their resume as well. And so at the end of the day, besides being thankful that nonprofits like you are here to help get the good word out, what I really would love to make sure that people understand is that the service is out there. It's out there for free. It's a quality service, and anyone who is eligible for key tax credits like the Earned Income Tax Credit, the Senior Circuit Breaker, the Child Tax Credit, education credits, or anything that might help an individual move forward, please come to one of our sites. We'll get you in. Again, most returns are in and out in about an hour. We are professional, and again, 96% accuracy. Free really does mean quality when it comes to ABCD services through the VITA program.
That's great. Angie, thank you very much for showing up. Is there anything else you'd like to say or throw out there?
Besides, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, and call us soon. Make your appointment today.
Thank you very much for watching, and definitely check out their website, which I will probably edit and put right here. Somewhere, right there. We'll put, and you can also give them a call too, and check it out. And Angie, thank you very much again.
Thank you for having us.
And take it easy.